Good morning. Almost time to start this live stream. And here we are at 9 a.m. So today we're going to do a bunch of different things, get some workouts going on here. I know that I've been seeing a lot of different people streaming different workout videos, and I think that this is a good one. But we're going to be working out our left hand a little bit, and we're going to do it to work on some phrasing ideas. So there's going to be a couple things you need to know, but just a reminder, this is Scott with Little Kids Rock, and we're going to be setting up live streams Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. and at noon. That's Eastern time. Oh, sorry, that's Pacific time, 9 a.m. and noon Pacific time, noon and 3 Eastern time. If you have any questions throughout this video, you can send them to the email below, and then we'll respond to them about 20 minutes from now. And you can also check out our Jam Zone for a link that will show you basically other resources you could be using right now, as well as other things. So we're going to start off here by, I've got my electric guitar, but one of the feedbacks I got yesterday is that a lot of y'all don't have electric guitars at home. I'm going to use this one primarily because I do think the numbers can hopefully help so you can actually see exactly what fret I'm on all the time. But I do have my trusty acoustic back here that I can work on. I'm also going to be using a jam track today, and it's going to sound like this, and you're going to hear it a lot. I'll give you 1 second. A little bit of this. Yeah. So it's an A minor. It's an A minor jam track. It's actually a jam track we created that we're going to use for our book series that's coming out. So if you feel really comfortable with your A minor, you can just jam for a minute or two while we get set. So, a couple things to note right off the bat. I played a lot of guitar my whole life, and one of the best things that my guitar teacher did for me when I started learning a long time ago, Mr. Lane Wesley, was he recorded back in the dinosaur ages. He'd bring out a little tape recorder and record himself just jamming for a while, just playing a chord progression. And then I was supposed to spend some time working on it. Well, lo and behold, about 1,000 years later, here we are. And if you're looking for a way to get better at playing, the way to do it is to play more. And it can be really easy. I would say the best thing you can do is, once again, just go into Google and search for jam tracks. Do a jam track search for like an A minor jam track. I know YouTube has thousands of them. We have some on the Jam Zone website we use, but you can find them anywhere. And you can also make your own. I know that Spencer's been working with Soundtrap, and you can create Soundtrap, jam tracks and loops that you can just practice over. So we're going to be sticking to A minor today, and specifically, I'm only going to use 4 notes for it for at least the beginning of this. So here we go. The first thing is we're going to start on the 4th fret. This is the first note I'm going to use. I'm sorry, on the 5th fret, 4th string. I'll get nice and close so you can see that. 5th fret, 4th string. That note right there. That should be a G. And then I'm going to go on the 7th fret on that same string. So the 2 notes I'm using just to start off are 5 and 7 on the 4th string. And then I'm doing the same exact pattern, but this time on the 3rd string. 5th fret and 7th fret. So these 4 notes, 5, 7, 5, and 7. And just to get comfortable using those 4 notes, let's let that jam track play a little bit, and then I'll do a little bit of call and response so you can try experimenting. So right now, just free open jam. Play along, whatever you want to do. Thinking about rhythm. And now let's do some call and response. So hopefully you got a little bit of a warm up so far and you're able to do that. But one of the things that I, as a player that does this a lot, I'm automatically feeling constrained, not by the number of notes I'm using and not by the collection of notes I'm using, but by the way that I can phrase. So what is phrasing? It's basically the way to take a musical line or a solo or whatever you're doing and try to add in other things just in the notes and the rhythms. So clearly most of us, we think, oh, if I'm playing the right note at the right time, I've got it done. I'm done with this. But there's so many other aspects to phrasing. And the way that you play those notes and those rhythms is just as important. And it gives you so much more flexibility. If you really want to hear a difference between this, go listen to some Jeff Beck on guitar. If you're listening to Goodbye Pork Pie Hat or just about anything he's done, like, the Freeway Jam, using so many amazing different things with just a few notes, but mixing in all these different phrasing ideas I'm going to go over today. And right now I'm just using a clean tone, but of course this can sound better if you've got a board and you're using different stuff. You can do all sorts of neat things with it. So let's start off with just hammer-ons, just the hammer-on. So I'm going to go to that 5, and then I'm going to play the 7th fret. But the difference is I'm going to do it with only picking the first note. And the next one, I'm just hammering the note on. Notice it's not called a lightly place on because you're not going to get any sound. It's a hammer-on. It should be violent. And this might be really challenging at first, but with a little bit of practice and aim, you'll notice you're getting right on your fingertips, right there on the fingertip. You can start getting the sound. So let's just do this a couple times in a row. 2, ready, go. Notice I'm just picking the first note each time. Let's try it a string lower now on string 3. That's the sound we're looking for. Now that we're getting good at it, let's practice it with the music, and we're just going to go back and forth. Here we go. 4. Next time we'll go to twice. That was a good start. My hand's already getting a little bit of tired, broken into different fingers here, starting to feel a little bit warm. That's good. That's good. It means it's working, right? I'm not having wrist pain. It's just a little bit of muscles. Okay, cool. Now the opposite of that is what we call the pull-off. And the pull-off is exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to pull off. So I'm holding both notes right now, 7th fret and the 5th fret. I'm going to play the 7th fret, and to get the 5th fret, I'm actually just pulling it off. Now you can hear it bending a little bit. That's because I'm doing it really slow and methodically. But in reality, it should stay nice and firm. Notice this is not called a lift off. You can barely hear it if I do it that way. So let's do exactly what we did before. We're going to do it 4 times for a while, then I'll switch to twice, and we'll go to the just once each. 2, 3, and just practicing this one for a minute. Let's switch strings here. Now 4. Switch. Switch. 3rd string. 4th string. How about twice each? How about once each? Notice I'm actually moving my first finger as well. I'm not just barring it. This because then it would rain. Okay, good. So now hopefully you're getting a little bit of marks on your fingers like I am on mine. And it's, it's good. It's good. It's feeling like a good burn. Now, I know, once again, I mentioned before, a lot of you guys have talked about, well, what if you only have an acoustic guitar? This is harder on the acoustic guitar, by the way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to acoustic guitar. I'm going to try to do it without actually losing my microphone and breaking everything in my apartment. Got the acoustic right here. And I'm going to play it standing up, which isn't going to be easy. I think I'm just going to use my thumbnail, but I could be doing some picking with a pick as well. I just have the thumbnail handy. Let's try this again. Here we go. And just a reminder, feel free if you have any questions. The link is below. The email address is livestream@littlekidsrock.org. And then you can send questions and I'll respond to them at the end of this. So you can hear that pretty well, hopefully. Just picture the rhythm of it. Combine them. Great. So I'll stick on the acoustic for a little bit more because I'm having fun with it. And once again, this is a nylon acoustic. But let's talk about the next thing, which is slides. Now, slides are probably a little bit easier than the bends, but can be overused and can be problematic. So basically, I'm going to play a note, and then I just slide up to another one. So in this case, I'm staying in the key, 5 to 7. But notice there's a lot of other ways to do it. Like at the end of my phrase, sometimes you'll notice like do this, or just slide off the note. And you can slide up into a note starting from nowhere, really. In that case, I'm picking while I'm sliding. I could slide with any finger. So just like before, let's practice it. What we're going to do is we'll do it a little bit slower this time. We'll go about 2 quarter notes. And let's put the music back on because it's always fun to practice with music. I'm going to go string 3. I'm going to go backwards now. Use first finger or third finger. Some ideas right there. And now we can put those together with a little bit of my hammer-ons, my pull-offs, right? Notice the different sounds between the two.